I appreciate the work that's being done to speed up the acquisition procurement process. We hear a lot of complaints about it. I represent Virginia's 2nd District, so home to the Atlantic Fleet with the Navy. We've got the East Coast Master Jet Base down there. Just wanted to talk a little bit about future of naval aviation. I'm starting to sound like a broken record from this seat every single hearing, talking about the money or lack of money that's been allocated to naval aviation specifically. And I think our prior question was a great lead-in, because we are hearing a lot about F-47 the project, and I know that Department of Defense is now talking about taking money away from our FAXX program, putting it towards F-47s. I've got an aging fleet of F-18s at Naval Air Station Oceana. I have no commitment from the Navy about the home basing of F-35s even there. So I know that Congress has been very clear and allocated and appropriated over $1 billion for this FAXX program. Have been told by Navy leadership time and time again about the future of naval aviation really rests on the FAXX program. So I just wanted to know when this is going to be cleared up and when Congress will be reassured that this proposed program will be executed. And I'd like to hear from Mr. Duffey and then Mr. Potter.
Well, I think that's an ongoing discussion within the department. Is you know, the president made the decision to go with F-47. There's a continuing discussion about FAXX and the opportunity on the Navy Air, and so I would defer to Mr. Potter on more detail.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Congresswoman, as you know, the Chief of Naval Operations has a requirement for 6th-generation aircraft for the future carrier air wing. And the department's committed to getting our warfighters the 6th-gen aircraft they need as soon as possible. The stakeholders across the DoD are working to manage the risk across FAXX and other programs to make sure none are delayed, and we'll expect to have a way ahead in the near term. It's an ongoing discussion, as the Undersecretary said, within the department, and we look forward to continuing to work with this committee on it.
Well, when we talk about taking that money from the Navy, and we can't use F-47s on aircraft carriers, so I need more of a commitment, more of decisive leadership coming from the Navy, saying that we are going to prioritize that East Coast Master Jet Base, either in the form of F-35s, in the form of FAXX. Congress could not be more clear in our piece of the puzzle, and our being a balance of one of our a branch of our government, and where we want that money allocated. So it is a further discussion, but when you talk about timeliness, and I know this whole hearing is about the timeliness of acquisition procurement, I'm out of time on my naval aviation side. My Hornets are over 30 years old out there, and they've been a great fighting platform. But when you look at what we're faced with, our potential China fight, I need FAXX, I need F-35s, I need to get them in the hand of my carrier air wings on the East Coast Master Jet Base. Oh, by the way, we only have 2, West Coast, East Coast. Please prioritize that. I want to a little bit talk about shipyards, my remaining time, just because I have a lot of those in Hampton Roads as well. Just wondering about if there's any appetite for public-private partnerships. We talk about the infrastructure needs, infrastructure upgrades at Navy shipyards under the Shipyard Infrastructure Optimization Plan, SIOP plan. Mr. Duffey, is there any appetite for maybe a public-private partnership? Because I feel like that might be the quickest way to get some of these infrastructure repair work done.
Very happy to explore the public-private partnership model. Shipbuilding industrial base is a big challenge, and I know that Congress has made a significant investment to ensure that we've got modern facilities. The Deputy Secretary of Defense is working in partnership with the Secretary of the Navy on exploring all options to ensure that we have a workforce and an infrastructure base that can support the needs of shipbuilding and ship maintenance, and so happy to, open to all ideas on that.
Great, thank you. And then also wanted to ask if there is any effort to co-develop things with our allied partners, and specifically we had a meeting this week about directed energy systems in the form of Iron Dome. I know our Israeli partners have really worked and almost perfected probably that system, and we're talking about implementing Golden Dome here, and just wondering if there's any, again, appetite for co-development or licensing such systems, especially so we can put them in things like Navy ships, and we know we have a lot of use for directed energy platforms, so we don't need to spend the time, reinvent the wheel. We've got great allied partners who are working on these projects.
I think that makes a lot of sense. My colleague, Undersecretary for Research and Engineering, is really focused on how do we get cutting-edge technology ready to scale, and so I'd be happy to have a conversation with him about how are we pursuing co-development opportunities.